This will change how you dance forever, especially if you're feeling stiff when dancing. Those tips help my clients go from looking stiff, rigid, to looking great out there on the dance floor. So I'm excited for you to apply them. If you need more help, link to a free consultation with me is below. Let's see if we can work together inside my online program. But the first tip, when we are on the crowded dance floor and it's dark, people won't see your feet, but they will see everything up here. So if you're dancing like this with like stiff shoulders, stiff neck, it's going to show and it's going to impact how every single movement that you're doing looks. So even if my hips are great, I can move them smoothly, but my shoulders are tense, or I don't know what to do with my upper body, it won't look good, right? It literally affects every movement. Doesn't matter if I'm on beat, doesn't matter that my feet move. If this is not looking relaxed, your movement overall will just look bad. So if you think about it, usually when we feel like tense up here, sometimes this is what I do, even like sitting down, I feel the tension here, I just like roll my shoulders a few times and it helps to relax them. I use the same little trick when I dance. So if I'm doing any step and I notice that like I feel almost like pain here, I do a little roll. As a dance move, it looks like I'm dancing, but this helps me relax the shoulders. You can apply it to like any movement that you're doing. So let's take a basic two-step. See if you can do a little roll here and there, 2-3 times, and you will feel a release, like it will feel good. Now, my problem area is my neck. Like it's always stiff, no matter what I'm doing. So what I like to do when I'm dancing, I like to like roll the neck, just like stretch it. Wait, roll the neck? Is that how you say it? Or roll the head? I don't know if you can tell, but English is not my first language. I know, shocker. Of course, you're not going to be like rolling as you're dancing, but what I find is helpful, instead of looking at one point straight ahead when you're moving and just being like that all the time, which kind of looks creepy, I try to look in different directions. So I would look down, not up, because that shows like we're thinking, tilting the head to the side a little bit, dropping the chin down. Basically, any type of movement will relax the neck. You will feel the difference. Don't do it the entire time because again, it will look a little bit weird, but just from time to time. Tip number 2, you want to be able to move more than just one body part, because if you just move the feet, doesn't matter how good the step is, it doesn't matter what you're doing, it will look very, very stiff. So if you don't have good coordination, at least move the torso. Usually when you watch people dance at a party, they move 3-4 different things at the very same time. This is when their dancing looks best. But if the coordination is not there yet, it's okay if you just move the torso. So for example, if you're just bouncing, instead of just doing the lower body motion, add even a little twist, a little bit of a sway side to side. Even that will make it already look better. Or let's say you're doing something with the hips, like the figure 8. I wouldn't move the torso necessarily with the hips, but what looks always good is moving the arms. Even if it's like a simple lift or just kind of rolling the arms a little bit, it will always look better than just one body part alone. If you're doing anything with the feet, same thing. Instead of just facing forward, you want to be moving the torso. Even randomly, it doesn't have to be a dance move. I always think about, okay, let me angle the body a little bit sideways. I'm twisting, or drop the shoulder one at a time, whenever. It doesn't even have to be on beat. And this already looks so much better than this. Tip number 3, pay attention to your arms. The arms can make or break any movement very, very easily. I'll give you an example. Again, I'm doing something nice with the hips, but my arms are like this. Doesn't look good. If I'm holding hands, I see that a lot. It makes us look shy, not a good option. If they are stiff and rigid, doesn't look right. So what you want to do, and I'll show you exact arm movements in a second, what you can do. Again, assuming that you don't know how to dance, it will look better if you just keep the arms loosely bent. The keyword loosely, not like that, not tense. The arms are relaxed enough that they respond to whatever your body is doing. So let's say I'm twisting and the arms, they're not staying in one exact position, but they kind of bounce with the body a little bit. Or if let's say you're doing the knee bend, the body is bouncing, the arms will move a little bit as well. They're not going to be stuck in one place like that. right? Avoid that at all costs. And bent arms always look better than just arms hanging down. That's never a good look. Like, again, it spoils every single dance step that you're doing, even if you're doing something fancy. Now, if you have coordination, this is what I want you to do. When we move the arms, we don't have to do anything like specific. We don't need to do like a fancy dance move, like a wave or something. But it doesn't have to be like a dance move with the arms, with the hands. What I want you to do is experiment with moving the arms randomly. This is how I do it, okay? I just come up with my own moves for the arms, so I will teach you how to do it quickly as well. So let's say I'm doing something easy with the lower body. Action number 1, I'm going to experiment with lifting my arms. And then I slowly bring the arms up. Slow, 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 and then slowly down. Not a dance move, right? It's just a lift, but somehow it looks good. Arms are loose, elbows are bent, and that's all I'm doing. So that's one action. And then you can also experiment with how you bring the arms up. They can go out this way too, right? You just have to find the arm motions that work for you. Let's say we'll take another action with like a 2-step. I'm going to rotate the arms somewhere. And then I look for a movement that looks decent. I can rotate in, I can rotate out. I don't like this one, so I'm gonna keep in. See, that's how you experiment. And we don't want to do it the entire time. Mix it in with just keeping the arms loosely bent. That first option I showed you, where you just keep them bent and let them bounce. You do this for a little bit, then a specific action. Then you rest again. This is what I find looks best. Another thing that will make your movements look way less stiff is adding bounce. So knee bend, pretty much. Any step, let's say we're doing a heel in. If I do it with straight legs, I just move the feet, it doesn't look great. Even if my arms are bent, even if you're applying what I told you to do before. Watch what happens when I add the knee bend. Not only my arms respond to the bounce, the entire body looks looser. And all I'm doing is on the snare drum, let's say, as the heel goes in, I add a little bend with both knees, and then I straighten up. So the bounce happens from changing levels. I'm not staying on the same level the entire time. We don't want to do that. That makes us look stiff. But when I bend the knees, I go down, and then I go back to neutral position, to standing up. And that creates that bouncing effect, which makes us look way more relaxed. And you can apply it to any step. 2-step, right? Step forward. I wouldn't do it to hip movements because like it just doesn't, I mean, I can make it work, I guess, but it doesn't look right sometimes. So with the hips, I would opt in for the arm movements, but anytime you do footwork, bounce. And not only bending the knees forward, you can also straighten the legs, so you can reverse it. Let's say if I'm doing heel in, I can bend the knees in between and straighten up as the heel goes in. So opposite to what I showed you before, whichever version, as long as you're going down and up, that's good. And my last tip, this one you can use anytime, anywhere, doesn't matter if you can dance or not. Smiling when dancing. It makes us look so much better. You probably noticed I smile in all my videos when I dance. I know it just has, like, it adds different energy to my movements. But even if you're a beginner, anything that you're doing will look so much better with a smile. And try it out, see if it works. I guarantee that it will change how you're dancing. If you need more help with getting rid of stiffness, I made a whole new playlist for you, so definitely check it out. I will link it somewhere on the screen and below this video as well. So definitely try those videos. Not only watch them, but actually like apply them, practice. It changes how you dance, so definitely use it. Those are the exercises that I use in my paid program as well, so they help my clients go from rigid and stiff and uncomfortable dancing to looking great and relaxed and just be able to have fun. So definitely check it out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!